feel like I need because we're gonna be doing flowers today. It squeezes my hair in on both sides and makes me look like this. Not to mention that little piece is gone. But whatever, nobody's really looking at that, right? So as you guys know, I opened up my Etsy shop and someone just ordered some of my Calla lily toppers, and I'm so happy about that because when I initially made them, it was for a wedding cake, and I was like, look, I don't even have the time nor the energy. I just need to sit here and make these flowers. I really want to show you guys how easy it is to make these. I actually used to buy these flowers and they didn't look half as good as they do now that I'm making them myself, and I can actually put in special little detail. If you guys haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel and press on the notification bell, and let's get started. Okay, so you're only going to need a couple small tools to make these calla lilies. I have here a heart-shaped cookie cutter, and this is what is going to cut out the shape of the calla lilies. I'm also going to need some cone cups. These are like water cups. They're snow cone cups. I found these at my local supply store. It's like a party and paper supply store, and they were only about $2 or $3 for 200 cups, so they're gonna last you a while. So I put a little bit of cornstarch down on my work surface, and I'm gonna take my hard, super stiff white fondant. I'm going to roll it out as thin as possible, not super thin enough to where it's still pretty durable. You can also do these with gum paste. That would be great because then you can go thin. So I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of hearts. And then when I have them cut out, I'm going to take a small rolling pin just to thin out the edges a little bit. Place this onto the bottom of the cone, and the heart is going to be upside down and it's going to wrap around the cone. So you can see that I put a little bit of water on the fondant just to stick it to the other side. You may want to do that as you put the heart on just to keep any water from getting to the cone so that it doesn't stick onto the cone. But then once it's on there, all you do is kind of flare out the edges, make it look realistic. Make sure that it's not stuck to the cone. I just take it out, and if I need to, I'll put some cornstarch on the inside. And then you can let it dry just like that upside down on the cone. So that's why I love making these, because these little cheap cones have multiple purposes and it is so easy to do. So I'm going to knock out a bunch of these really quickly. And the cool thing about it is, just like with anything that is handmade, you can make them all look slightly different, and you definitely should, because flowers do not all look the same. So I like to pinch the points on some of them. I may give some of them an extra flare. For some of them, I'll give it like a subtle flare. The little bit of flare makes it look like a flower that has bloomed. They're perfect flowers for beginners, and you know, I still feel like a flower beginner because it's just too much for me sometimes. I just can't. I put all of my calla lilies onto my cones, and I'm going to leave them here to dry and set overnight, and that is very important. You definitely shouldn't go further until you let them dry. For the color, I'm going to be using a kind of like a buttercup yellow and a mossy green petal dust, and a small paintbrush that I only use for cakes, and I can easily pop that fondant piece right off of the cone. And I always like to start off with my yellow dust. So you want to just put a little bit onto your dry paintbrush and then just dust it along the inside of the flower. And this is where the pollen would typically be in the flower. So I even like to leave a little bit of dust behind in some of them, because once you put that centerpiece in, it looks so much more realistic. And you'll see what I'm talking about later on. Then I go in lightly with my green. And I like to brush along the edges of the flower as well as on the inside just a little bit. And I do make all of them look different. So some of them I'll go really light with the green, and some of them I'll go heavier with the green. So this one I wanted to go light. You definitely want to get all of the edges. And I didn't show it, but I also dusted the bottom, the base of the flower with both the yellow and the green. So once you finish dusting them, you can put it right into the cone, and that will keep it safe. Aren't these cones just amazing? Like, they dry on the outside, then they're all tucked in their little cubby on the inside. It's just really awesome. And I find that when I wet my paintbrush with a little bit of alcohol, or I use a wet paint out of my luster dust, it does not come out as good. It just doesn't look as realistic. I have to do a lot more blending, and that is a big step in this. You definitely want to blend everything out so that the green and the yellow look seamless. At the time, I had like some fake calla lily flowers, and I was able to use those as models. But now I have it down pat. I had to throw those flowers away because I had them for like a decade. It's like, why should you have silk flowers for that long? Nobody should have silk flowers for a decade. Now I'm going to take some more buttercup yellow. That is actually the name of the gel dye that I use. And I'm going to roll out a small piece of fondant to make the center of the flower. But is it the stamen? I know the stamen are like the little thin strands, but does that apply to this big thick thing too? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I could do a Google search really fast, but you know, sometimes I just want to keep my hands, they're nicely tucked in the blanket, and it's like 20 degrees outside, and I just want to keep my hands warm. So as you can see, I'm just putting some water on the outside of that yellow piece, and I'm going to stick it right into the center of the flower, and it just sticks to it. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to dry completely to the flower. And once you do that, you can go over with another dusting of color, and that completes your calla lilies. They are absolutely gorgeous. I like to let them dry for at least 3 days altogether, and I do make some extra just in case, you know, you move them around too much and get a little bit of crackage going on. This is my little like cubby that I made for shipping. So I just taped 3 of the cones together and then nestled the flowers in the cones. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and I hope that this helped you out. Couture in Fondant Calla Lilies. Bye guys. You guys saw how easy and gorgeous these are. They are so beautiful. You can insert laurel wire into the middle part of the flower. Use that for placing into the cakes. I like it without the wire so that I can put it on cupcakes, and if I want to, I can stick it to the cake. But you could definitely put the floral wire. Oh, that's hard to say. Floral wire, floral wire. Say that 10 times. Say it 3 times. Thank you guys so much. Oh wait, we have a Cakeista comment. The Cakeista comment of the day goes to Jackie Perkins. On my How to Cost Your Cakes Like a Boss video, Jackie says, love your videos. Thank you for the ShopRite suggestion. You are so welcome, Jackie. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for loving the videos even more and letting me know that you love the videos. It means a lot. If you would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment and be subscribed, and I will give you a whole shout out. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for supporting my weirdness. Thank you for supporting me. Oh man. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Bye, Cakeistas.